Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel Learn GCP with Mahesh. So in our today's video in Think and Design in GCP video series, the question is something like this. The customer is having two web application. One is hosted on an instance group with the global HTTP load balancer and another one is hosted on an App Engine standard. Looks like it's a cloud native application. So the popularity of these applications are growing exponentially day by day. And one fine day, the operation team reaches out to you saying that this specific IP address starting with 34.93 is putting a huge amount of request every day, every minute. That's what they mention. And they also say that it could be a potentially a hacker or a competitor who's trying to bring down the two applications. Now, as a cloud architect, what would be your approach to mitigate this issue? So basically, what it is happening is they're trying to do a DDoS attack on your websites. That is the thing. So, as an architect, how will you mitigate it? So, think about the solution and let me know the solution in the comment window. And I have a solution. So as usual, as I mentioned, this is not one of the, it's not the best solution. It's one of the possible solutions which I have thought of it. So let's get into the solution. Now, before we get into the solution, I just wanted to show you those two applications which has been hosted. The one which is hosted on the instance group, the application IP address is something like this. When you just access it, if I just refresh it, when you access it, it will show this static content. And the one which was deployed on the App Engine, it looks like something like this. It's a bookshelf application. You will be able to add books like test, test, and if you do that, it should be, it's a live application. You should be able to see it. And if you just go to the list of books, it will show you that. So this is the two live applications which has been deployed. Now you should block that specific IP address. The solution which I have thought is for the instance group, the application which is hosted in the instance group and served via load balancer. Cloud Armor is a good choice because it acts as it can help you to avoid that DDoS attack, this denial of service attack very easily. And one of the prerequisite for Cloud Armor is you should make sure that you attach a non-CDN HTTP or HTTPS load balancer. Definitely we have a non-CDN HTTPS load balancer only. So this should be good enough for us. So let's try to create a policy. Click on create policy and give a name as demo armor. And the first rule which we need to do is we need to deny it. So first let's try to deny it, and the deny status we want to give is forbidden, and click on next. And the rule which we wanted to add, we need to add one rule, two rules actually, one to deny that specific IP address and other rule to open up it for a specific CIDR range. So first let's try to put the hacker IP. So let's put the hacker IP which was shown on the slide itself. So I'm just putting that action should be deny, and the message which we are going to show is forbidden, and let's give a priority as 1000. If you want it in a preview mode, you can just turn it on, but it will not be applied. But see, since we want this to be in action live, so let's not turn on this preview mode. Click done. So this is the first rule. The second rule is apart from this IP address, maybe say for example, I have a corporate IP address range. It is like this. Since I'm using my laptop, I'm just getting this IP address. So corporate. Corp ID. So this is the corp CIDR range. So what we'll do is we'll put this, let me make it as /24 and allow it. All right. And I cannot use the same priority because it is already used. If you see it's 1000 is already used. So I have to give a different priority. Let's make it as 999 and click done. Click next. The next part is you need to add the policy to a specific target. The target has to be a non-CDN HTTPS load balancer. Try to click on this add target. this will automatically show you the load balancer. Since this is served from a load balancer, it's very easy. It should show that backend service, which is demo in my case. So select that, click done, and you're all good to click create a policy in your Cloud Armor. And usually what I have seen based on my experiences, this at least takes 5 to 6 minutes for the policy to be applied. So in the interim, what we'll do is we'll try to see how we can block that specific IP address hitting our App Engine, which is a bookshelf application. So if you had seen this Cloud Armor part, this applies only for a non-CDN HTTPS load balancer. I'm repeating this multiple times, but it's important to understand it because it's only for that purpose. It's only for a non-CDN HTTPS load balancer. So what it indicates is you cannot use the same Cloud Armor concept for your bookshelf application. Now, what is the option? The option which I have thought is firewall rule which is available in your App Engine. So this is one of the feature which is not uh, explored in most of the tutorials. That's what I have seen. So I thought let me explore this part. So firewall rule. So you have an option to test the IP. So if you click on test IP, let's try to put that hacker IP address, not the hacker. So the hacker IP address. So let me put the hacker IP address, and if you test it, it will show it is allowed because we have put star. The default is that. Now let's try to block this. So click on firewall rule and let's try to put that. Create a firewall rule. Priority as 1000 and deny. Put this and add the description as hacker IP. Save it and let's try to do the testing once again. Once it is fully done, so it is created. So let's try to test it. It should now show as IP denied. All good. Now what we will do is we will, for the completeness, we'll try to test whether applying these policies has any impact on our local system. So in this case, it's my laptop. Let's first check whether we are able to access it as usual on the laptop with that CIDR range. And just for your information, the IP address which we were blocking in App Engine, firewall rules, and in the Cloud Armor was nothing but an Compute Engine's external IP address which I had provisioned. So what we can do is we can RDP into this Windows machine and try to access both of these instance group application, the application which is hosted on an instance group, and the bookshelf application, and we should see a forbidden message. So in our laptop it should show as usual, but in this Windows machine, once we RDP, it should show access denied. So first of all, let's try to access it from our local machine, whether it is working as usual or not. So copy this, put a tab and see whether it is working. It is working fine. Let's see our bookshelf application, whether it is working fine. It is working fine. Let me try to add one more time, demo firewall. Let's see whether it is really working. Yes, it is working. Now the last step is what we can do is we can RDP into this Windows machine and give the same try. So let's do the final test, which is this blocked IP. So which is nothing but our Windows machine provision in GCP. So if you see, if I have already RDP into it, let me make it big, and if I just search for what is my IP address, it will show the same thing which you see on this title bar. Now let's paste our load balancer IP address and see what it shows. It should show forbidden. Looks good. Minimize this. Let's copy our App Engine stuff. So let me put the App Engine URL and see what it shows. And it shows access is forbidden. So using App Engine's firewall rule option and using Cloud Armor, we are able to avoid this DDoS attack. So that's the solution. So the solution is using Cloud Armor and App Engine's firewall rule, we are able to successfully handle this situation. So we are able to avoid the DDoS attack. So that's a video which I wanted to share today. Hope it is helpful. Thank you for watching.